Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, the Mysterious Cameraman, and today we're going to be talking about Gambit, King of Thieves. This is a YouTube fan film that just released a few hours ago, but this video is probably releasing a bit less than a day after its release. This is another Marvel fan film produced by Camera Club Studios. Camera Club Studios is the same studio brand that also produced films like Space Battles, the first season, and Captain America, the Taskmaster Trials. Captain America, the Taskmaster Trials, I already spoke about in one of my videos, but I'm not going to talk about it again. I'm going to be talking about Space Battles in a future video. But right now we are focusing on its new thing, Gambit, King of Thieves, starring Gambit from the Marvel X-Men comics. Gambit is very differently portrayed in this than he is in others. The King of Thieves part of the title is actually taken from the comic book series King of Thieves. And that is basically, it's described as a Gambit has to work with Hawkeye and S.H.I.E.L.D. to do things. So this film is basically the thing, except with a different villain in Taskmaster. I think it is very cool how they do incorporate Taskmaster as the villain, along with the Taskmaster Trials film that came out a few months before. Because it does feel that connection, especially in that last scene when you see everything go down, because that is a very influential scene to that film. The other thing that's really cool about this film is that it is connected to everything, yet it doesn't feel like it is until the last scene of the film. And I'm not going to really talk about the entire story, because actually I'm going to, because, so the film opens up with a fight scene between Gambit and this Goonie. And I think this scene is very cool because it opens up the film with this cool music scene, and then with the actual villain, and then the entire scene itself, which I think it's an interesting way to open up a film, but I think it's done so well. And that's one of the reasons why I think that this film in general is just it just does really well in that. And that second scene really is Gambit is trying to figure out his powers and what happened to him, and I think that's it's an interesting quiet scene, and I think it does help incorporate the character Gambit. The third scene does introduce Hawkeye, and I do think it's an interesting way to introduce Hawkeye, because again, Hawkeye is the same actor who played Captain America, and that is brought up later in the film. So I think it's an interesting way to incorporate that at the beginning. The fourth scene is Taskmaster, but it's just him talking to the character called the Leader as revealed in the credits. But this is an interesting scene because of the Leader, because it's very clear with this film, and I'm going to talk about this later in the video, that they're trying to do something really big. But I think the Leader has a lot to do with that. And I think Taskmaster also knows a lot more with the Rubicon trigger going out through dimensions. So, for some reason, I think Space Battles, Dimensions, the Second Savior, and the Taskmaster Trials and the King of Thieves will all be thrown together in something. And I think it's really cool how the Leader's incorporated in that, because there is references to every single film in this film. Scene 5 is when Gambit and Hawkeye finally meet. And this scene is interesting because it doesn't take Hawkeye much convincing to tell Gambit to help, because Taskmaster's goon took his powers. But I think that has a very cool motive for Gambit, because instead of it just being he's doing bad things, he took my powers and I want revenge. And I think that's a very cool way to incorporate a hero plot. Next is a fight scene between Gambit and a Goonie. And I think it's cool, the fight scene, it explains the character Gambit more. And I think it is a cool fight scene, and there isn't anything wrong with it. Scene 7, they interrogate the person they fought, and I like this scene because it shows that, the loyalty they have to Taskmaster. And I think that's cool. And yes, they do eventually track down Taskmaster, but you don't see that happen. Scene 8 is like halfway through the film, and I really like this scene because it's like a suit-up scene like Batman and Robin, and I think that scene's really cool. I just like the like drums playing in the background and them all like suiting up, preparing for battle, because this is definitely a scene that they haven't ever tried before, and I haven't ever seen a fan film try it before, and it's done really well. Like, this scene made me excited for the finale. And the final fight was long. Taskmaster first fights Hawkeye. Short fight, not great. And then he fights Gambit. And Gambit wins, and then the Taskmaster sent into another dimension. That's how that scene ends. And it's confusing, yeah, until you get to the 10th scene, which is probably the coolest way and weirdest way a film was ended, which is he's transported to a new realm, and we see Captain America, played by Hawkeye. And in this universe, Hawkeye's dead, and they have to talk to the leader, who's actually Taskmaster. So Taskmaster sent Gambit to a dimension where Gambit's been working for S.H.I.E.L.D. for 4 years. Hawkeye's dead. Captain America is like working with S.H.I.E.L.D. and the leader is Taskmaster. So I don't know what they're doing next, but this is a cool way to end it. And then he goes straight to the credits right when Taskmaster delivers a line. So I hope there's another part of this story, because this is a ending that needs more telling. But overall, I think that this film is done really well. And I do like the connections, and I like a lot of the plotting with this new universe and the leader. All these ties to even things like dimensions and space battles. I really do hope that there is more films like this, because these, even though these are short, I think they are trying to do something really big, and I hope they can get that done. And I also think that it's just a cool film. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye, guys.